First, we'll invoke the blessings of Pujya Gurudev. Samasta jana kalyane niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahmavitvaram. Pranams to Pujya Gurudev and the entire lineage of the Guru Shishya Parampara of our mission. And my special pranam at the feet of Swami Dhiranandji. He is my older brother. I remember actually after their course, our course started. And we had gone for a camp in Uttarkasi. At that time, Swamiji taught us so different things he was teaching, because at that time I was not in Chinmaya Mission. I just went to attend the camp. So there Swami Dhiranandji taught us. So I remember, and I'm so grateful to Swamiji. Whenever we don't talk that much, but whenever we talk, as if we know each other so much. And actually there is nothing common between Swamiji and me. Everything is opposite, okay? One day, Swamiji told, Swami Tejavananji asked for the Golden Jubilee celebration that everybody has to take some resolve. Okay? So he's told. Then everybody told that, okay, this is my resolve, this is my resolve. And also I also told. But except Swami Dhiranandji, he didn't tell what is his resolve. Then he was sitting, Swami told, what is yours? Then I told that Swamiji is going to give up mirchi and pickle. That is his resolve. Then Swami Dhiranandji told, if Swami Sarananda, the hair grows on his head, that means it's not going to happen. Okay? And that is our relationship. We feel really so grateful that Swamiji is there amidst us. And 30 years of staying, okay? 30 years of marriage to Chinmaya Kailas. With this time, people have already changed 4 or 5, okay? But 30 years, it is not a single thing. To start something is easy, but to continue it is extremely, extremely difficult. Unless one has got dedication and devotion, it is just not possible. All of us, we are in our home, we have some spouse. Do you have any spouse? Or spouses? Spouse, okay. Do you know how difficult it is? We are there is no doubt, because we have committed the mistake of holding somebody's hand, but we are stuck there. But there is nothing. Swamiji has to stay there alone, and to how many children he has touched, how many children, thousands and thousands of children, and others I don't have to talk of. That is, and really we are very grateful, and we bow down at Swamiji's feet. Let Swamiji's blessings be always with us. Now let us come to the topic. Of course, you must have heard, because there is not a single joke which Swami Dhiranandji may not have told you. So I am just telling, but you have to laugh, okay? You have to laugh. There was one circle inspector, the education department, he is an inspector. He goes to inspect different schools. So one day he went to one school, and sudden, that surprise, it is surprise inspection. Then he asked the students, who broke Shivadhanus? Shivadhanus means Lord Shiva's bow. And this was the question. Not a single child could answer. Everybody, and the teacher, he is just sweating, because nobody is able to answer. So he will be considered as a bad teacher. So bad remark. He will not give good remarks to the teacher, the inspector. But one child, he was sitting in the corner, a chubby child, he raised his hand. The teacher was very happy. At least if the worst student answers in the class, that means the teacher is the best teacher. Good students, if they answer, there is no credit. But the bad student is able to answer the question, that means known that the teacher has done very well. The child raised his hand, and the inspector asked him to get up and give the answer. Do you know what answer he gave? Sir, I have not broken. I have not broken the Shivadhanus. Then the inspector got very angry. He thought, what kind of teacher he is? Nobody knows who broke the Shivadhanus. He asked the teacher, what are you teaching to the students? Then the teacher told, sir, we'll pay for that. Whoever is broken, we'll pay for that. Then he cannot get angry. He's the inspector. He cannot get angry in the class in front of the students. So he went directly to the principal and told that what kind of teacher you have and what kind of children, what kind of teaching is going on, and what happened. Nobody is able to tell who broke Shivadhanus. This teacher is telling that he will pay, and the student is telling he has not broken. No, sir. Don't worry. We'll have an inquiry commission kind of thing. We'll do some inquiry, then we'll find who has broken. Then the teacher went directly to the director of education. I don't want to make the story long. At the end, he went his home. He resigned that day from the job, and then he went home. And when his wife saw, because from the school he will never come home, because if he goes home in the school, it is a relief, because at home there is somebody to torture him. Okay, so just to avoid, he will go to some friend's house or something. But that day he came early home. Then his wife asked, "What happened? How come you are so early here?" He said, "Don't ask me anything." Then, but she is not going to give up. She is not going to give up. When she insisted, the inspector is telling, "Do you know, I asked this question, and this was the answer given by the student, by the teacher, and by the principal." Then the wife is telling, "Why you ask such difficult questions from Mahabharata?" Do you know what he did? After that, he renounced his wife and his children and became a Swami. This is the way to face. Everybody has to face problem. Some people, they face problems, but some people, they are problem themselves. They are the problem. In our life, okay. Yes. Hari Om, Hari Om. This is second problem, okay? That was okay. Not okay. Or you can put this one and put this one. Yes, yes. Life really is full of problems as per us. Though there are only situations, there is no problem. Problem we create. God has created situations, but we create a problem. How we create problem? We means our ego creates problem. It is just like, suppose we have cut Karela through a knife, and same knife will take and will cut an apple. How that apple will taste? Exactly. Sometimes people give fruits and they will cut onion and then they will cut the fruits and they will give to us. And you are giving onions or you are giving fruits, because that fruit will smell so bad. Not bad, it will smell onion. Okay, I am not telling bad. Because already it has touched something else. So whenever we have problem, whatever will touch, it will be problem only. It is, and we are very good. We have done PhD how to convert everything into a problem. We are very good. Doctorate, PhDs, everybody. Now, when we are children, at that time we had some problem. What is the problem? We have to learn this A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And why you have to study that A, B, C, D? But we have to study. Otherwise, mom will not allow, dad will not allow to sit quietly. So we have to study A, B, C, D. And after that is over, then you may think that now I can relax because I read all the letters and all the rhymes, everything I remembered, and I chanted, competition, first prize, everything is over. Then no, we have to finish the school. Okay, problem. After finishing school, then I will go to college. After college, job. After job, then suddenly mom and dad, they will get old. Okay? Once the son gets a job, mom and dad, they will feel that they are old. They will tell, beta, who is going to cook for us and all this. That means he has to get married. And somebody told, I don't agree, but somebody told, a wise person, that there are only two kinds of people. One is married people and the other is the so all of you know that. Then the other is the unhappy people. Okay? That is some I had. I don't agree with that. I'm just telling what that person has told. And you also, then no need of, no, Swami, my life is really quite okay. Married life is better than happy life. Okay? Anybody can tell anything. See now, so if you marry, there is problem. If you don't marry also, there is problem. Everything is a problem in all. Then after some days, now the chintu mintu have to be there. If they are not born, then everybody will break our head. Starting from grandma, everybody will tell something. Why you are not having children? Why you are not having children? As if children are sitting somewhere and will bring somewhere. In this manner, our life is full of problems. Do you know problems are created here? Problems are not there. I'll tell you how we create problem. God has given us thoughts. He has given us thoughts. Thoughts are never problematic because it is given by Him. There is nobody on this earth who is creating a thought. Have you seen anybody creating thoughts or anybody selling thoughts? How much, suppose I want some happy thoughts. I'll go to a market. I'll tell them, no, give me happy thoughts for 1 month. Nobody can give because nobody can create a thought. Okay? Thoughts are not created by us, but thoughts are recognized by us. Nobody can take credit. Do you know, Swamiji, I am creating so many bad thoughts. Nobody can create. Because thoughts cannot be created by us. We don't have that capacity. We don't have that mechanism. We don't have that know-how. We cannot create thoughts. Thoughts are given by God, the Creator. We don't know where He is, but He has created the thoughts. Thoughts are just like sound waves. Sound waves are there in the atmosphere. We are not creating the sound waves. But if you put a radio or a TV set, then that TV set will receive that sound wave. TV set didn't create the sound wave. It just received. So our brain just receives the thoughts. Thoughts are given by God. Do you know why God has given the thoughts? Each thought is just like a rope. Like a rope. Suppose you have to climb a mountain, then first we throw a rope and somewhere it will be tied to something on the mountain. I don't know how they tie. Then one has to hold the rope, then one has to go up. And once we reach the top of the mountain, rope is not needed. But that rope was very much needed until we reach the top. Same thing, each thought is like a rope. Do you know who is holding those ropes? God is sending those ropes to us, that hold this one and come up, come up, come up. If we go where from the thought is coming, if we try to inquire, then surely we will reach in a destination which is really the solution to all problems. If you go there, then there is no problem at all. So each thought is a rope. And God is so kind. Suppose God will come Himself. God is infinite. If infinite God, He will take a particular form and will come here. Suppose He will enter through this door. Can this room accommodate Him? Why He cannot accommodate? Why this room cannot accommodate? Because He is infinite. He cannot take a finite form. He is infinite. Now, suppose our goddess Durga, she will come. On what she is sitting? Lion or lioness? That you decide, okay? She is sitting on a lioness. When she comes, suppose she will enter through this door, and do you think that we will sit here? We will run for our life through that door, isn't it? Because as long as she is there in the temple, not telling, not doing anything, then we will give you all the laddus and all those things. But if she is really moving there and talking and that lion, wow! I don't know, anybody will go. Thank God, our gods they are not moving type of God. They just sit in one place. Somebody asked, Swamiji, why in India there are so many gods and goddesses? Why you have got so many problems? But that is a problem, because always we are giving halwa, then this laddu, then this barfi, then what they will do? They become lazy. They don't do anything. They are just sitting. Give them organic food, they will be all right. All gods will work. So God is sending. He cannot come. If He comes, we cannot recognize Him. Actually, God is in the form of each one of us. At home, whom we call as our spouse, actually God is in the form of that person. But we are not able to recognize. Then you have to make a statue there in the temple, then you have to go there. Okay? So then God has given thoughts so that it will be all the time. Our spouse will not be there with us all the time, but our thoughts are all the time with us. God is sending the rope. Hold the rope and slowly come up, come up. If we try to find where is the origin of the thought, then we'll reach Him. How this is called spirituality for the dumb. I don't think that any more simplification, I don't think that any other method God can adopt to take us to Him. Only the thoughts are the only way. Okay? See, He has sent the thoughts. So each thought is the expression of the divine. If we make any candy from the sugar, that candy will taste always sweet because it is made of sugar. If anything has come from God, it will have the touch of the divine. So that thought is also divine. But whenever thought is there, what we are doing, somehow we tell that, this is a bad thought, this is good thought, this is ugly thought, this is angry thought. Always we are trying to recognize, because of ignorance, we are not able to recognize that He Himself is appearing in front of us all the time in the form of thoughts. He is also there in the form of people, but we don't recognize that. Then He is coming in the form of thoughts. That also don't recognize. Better luck next life. He did nothing, there is no solution. One person, he really prayed to God, oh God, I want to see you. Then in the dream, he saw that God came and told that I will come tomorrow. He took off from the work, no pay. No, what is that? Without any pay, they live without pay. Then he stayed at home and he's waiting for God, and he's excited and he's waiting for God. Do you know, instead of God, who came? A dog came, and he got so angry because the salary is gone. He will not be paid, and he took a lathi and started beating the dog, and the dog ran for his life. And this person got angry. Oh God, you promised, you are such a great liar. Whole day I am sitting here. You told me that yesterday in the dream that you will come, but you didn't come at all. Then he went to sleep. Again in the dream, God came. And this man got very angry and God, get out, I have nothing to do with you. You are a not liar. You are a not L-A-W-E-R, L-I. Nobody is telling anything. See, after this appetizer, something happens, okay? You are a great liar, you told that you will come, but you don't keep your promise. Get out, I have nothing to do with you. Lord, I came. Now when did you come? I cannot come in my original form, in my that infinite form. So I came in the form of a dog, and you beat me like anything. I would have died. I just ran away. Oh God, I am sorry. Can you come tomorrow? Lord told her, yes, I will come tomorrow. Again he is waiting. Again, leave without pay. And he is sitting. Nobody is coming. Then do you know who came? The neighbor's cow came. And he had made a nice patch of spinach. And that spinach was ready to be plucked. And this cow came and started grazing that spinach. And he could not resist. Previously God told him he came in the form of dog. But this one, he knows that is neighbor's cow. So he really got mad, and this is another problem. I think screw is drill or something. Okay. But anyhow. Then do you know what he did? he had a trident kind of thing, and in that trident he wanted to kill that because he's angry with that neighbor. So his cow means he's taking revenge on that neighbor. So he hit that cow, and that cow jumped over the fence and ran away. And he's angry. He told, "Oh Lord, again you are telling all the time, you are a perpetual liar. Whatever you tell, you would never keep that promise." Then he went to sleep, and God came in the dream, and he told, "Get out from here, I have nothing to do with you." God, "Why you are angry? I came yesterday. Now when did you come?" "And I came in the form of a cow, and you beat me, I would have died there." See, we are not able to recognize God. Even if God is in the when we are married, we mean whoever is married, okay? Then at that time, the priest is telling that the lady is the goddess and the man is the Narayan. But we don't want to listen to that at all, because at that time, because he doesn't also accept that, priest also doesn't accept. At that time he will tell that, these people who are beating the drums, lagao. He will chant the mantra, but he will tell them so that nobody can hear. Otherwise, his drama he will have no income at all. If everybody considers their spouse as the form of God, then his family will maintain his family. So he does. Remember, God is in the form of each and everyone. And until and unless we recognize that, our problems will continue. Our wife, whom we consider as the dearest one, and we call her honey and all those things, that honey will be the problem. Because you are not recognizing. And what the wife calls the husband, honey also? I don't know what he calls. But anyhow, I have never heard what he calls A or something, Chintuka dad or something. Anyhow, see, our thoughts are God is coming to us in the form of thoughts. But what is happening? Our ego, because of ignorance, ego is created because of ignorance. Our ego is not able to recognize the God who is in the form of thoughts. And then we are telling, when I do not know, if I stop there, that is okay. But I am trying to misunderstand the thought. I think that the thought is the problem to me. And then all of us trying to control the thoughts. If we try to control the thoughts, there is no solution at all. Manaiva manusyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. Our mind is the cause for our liberation. Of course, it is also the cause for bondage. If you don't recognize the thoughts properly, then it will be bondage. If you recognize the thoughts properly, then that will give us liberation. Because the thoughts are the form of God. We don't have to go anywhere. But which is the solution? We are making it a problem. Then we do chanting, then Bhagavad Gita, then puja, 100 things we do. And then we tell Swamiji, we do for some days, really we nicely do. Then we tell that, Swamiji, I have no time now. But you are the most sincere person and we are depending on you. What happened to you? No, Swamiji, is too much of, how much of work I can do. I have to take care of the children, I have to take care of the office, then the community, then again on the top of that I have to do puja, japa, meditation, sravana, manana, didhyasana, and then I have to attend all your classes every day 1.5 hours. It is not going to happen. Then we give up. It becomes a problem. Because whenever I do not know the solution, automatically I will be in problem. So mainly, the solution to all problems, not one problem, all problems is in our mind. It is just the thoughts. Is it that simple? Is that simple? If we try to blame our thoughts, if we blame a person outside, it is okay. If you blame your spouse, it is okay too. If you blame your children, that is okay. If you blame your parent, that is okay. If you blame Trump, that is also okay. But if you blame our thoughts, nobody can help us. Nobody can help us. Because that is the solution. God himself is coming in the form of thoughts and is trying to solve, he is appearing before us, but still we don't recognize him. Okay. Now when we are giving the education to like in the Bal Vihar we have got education, And of course, we have got study groups, then we have got lectures, we have got meditation classes, retreats, different things. If you go to a school, the teacher teaches. So how many of you, in a molecule, what are the components of a molecule? Inside the atom, what is there? Electron? Who told this answer, please raise your hand. That in an atom there is electron, neutron and protons. Please raise your hand. Okay. Good. Give them that at least this 4 or 5 will know. But I am telling you, all of them, they are telling lies. Because nobody has seen a single atom. Have you seen an atom? Have you seen molecules? If you have not seen molecules, and inside that molecule atom is there, that also you are able to see. That also you have not seen, but you are telling it is there. And electron, proton, neutron, nobody has seen. You ask your professor, have they seen electron? Have they measured what is the diameter and all those things? They have not. But that teacher has heard from his teacher. And he has read books. And when we gather so many informations, it is just like informations are like intellectual informations. It is food for the intellect. When we gather so many informations, like lot of food, suppose we'll eat today is the banquet, isn't it? And what is our fee for the banquet? What is the table? Okay, I don't want to tell, okay? $15 I have given means get 4 times of that, okay? Because here foods taste better than at home. Then when we eat so much, what will happen to stomach? Indigestion. When indigestion, what do we do? Vomit. Same thing is happening to here. If so many informations will gather, we cannot digest that. Then we have to vomit. And that is the job of the, who can vomit in a nicer way, that person is called a professor. And then students have to pay to take that vomit. What the teacher is vomiting, the students have to sit and they have to take. Then, and when their intellect will be stopped with that vomit, they have to vomit somewhere. That's why a day is fixed for everybody. That is called exam day. Everybody has to vomit. And who can vomit more, he will be considered as the top student. And that is our condition. That is our condition. It has nothing to do, all of us have done PhD, 100 things we have done. I don't know what PhD in physics, mathematics, chemistry, 100 things. Has it helped? Even the child who is the 1 or 2 years, he doesn't listen to us. Even nowadays, the Chihuahua dog, he is also not listening. Forget children. If you go near that Chihuahua dog, he's sleeping on that because there is plastic and nobody sits on that bench. And that dog is sitting all the time. He thinks that it is his. And you go near that, he just, he does. He's not listening nowadays. Our education is the breeding ground of all our problems. You may not like that. Really, our education is not really helping us to find any solution to, after study, and whoever has studied from Stanford University, and you are married, do you think that your marriage is now nice? No. Children, are they listening? Hey, beta, I have done PhD in Stanford University, you have to listen to me. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. It really doesn't help at all. Now our Swami is sitting here. Do you know the teenagers, when children are born, small, and we put this peacock feather and Krishna, and we send the picture and everything, see, mom, what you have done for me, what I am doing to my child. We send all the recording, Gita chanting and everything. They say, wow, my daughter is really taking care of that child, like a saint kind of thing. Now he's chanting Durga Suktam, he's chanting Purusha Suktam. Then they feel good. And same Krishna, when 8 or 9 years old, suddenly gets converted to become the Kamsa. That Krishna has become now. And his own even parents are telling Namaste Astu Bhavan. And if they ask the child only give one word answer, no sentence. Everything becomes a problem. because this education is not really providing that solution. But when Swamiji tells, you know how many children are sitting here, they are chanting, we cannot, even our tongue will not twist to chant this stotras. But why they are listening? If we tell, okay, sit down, he gets up. If we tell, okay, read, then he goes out. But Swamiji is telling, for so many children, they come and here they sit like statues and they chant, because there is something different. We don't know, till now we have not related to our children, till now we have not related. We are just forcing them, do this, do that, because I look little older, little higher, more little bulkier. So I tell that, why I will do? Because I am telling you what to do. Nobody will listen. Don't listen, because they don't see we are the solution to their issues. They face so many issues, they don't see us as a solution. Okay, because we have problems. If we have problems, how can we solve others' problems? Okay. So for that reason, I don't want to take more time, but one thing, whatever you are doing, whether it is japa, puja you are doing reading a lot of scriptures, that is okay, that is fine, nothing wrong in that one. But give some time to watch your own thoughts. And while watching, recognize really who is in the form of thoughts. When thoughts are coming, don't tell that it is anger thought, it is a greed thought, it is a jealousy thought, it is a passionate thought. Don't tell that, don't discriminate thoughts. But when they are coming, always recognize that, oh Lord, today you are coming in the form of this thought, I salute you. Then next moment, he will come in the form of another thought. Oh Lord, today you are coming now in the form of this thought, I salute you. Now you cannot hide. You are wearing different kind of masks and coming here, but I know really who you are. You are not the thought in the way I am perceiving, but you are behind that mask. What I am perceiving, it is my color, my likes and dislikes, but you are not that, you are pure. Now you can never hide from me. If all the time we deal in this way with the thoughts, then we have no problem at all, because whatever we are here, that is only outside. Now we see, let us say 300, 400 people are here. But actually, do you know why so many people are seeing? It is because of the mind. Mind is an instrument which creates division, which makes one to appear as many. If the mind is divinized, then all the appearances are also divine. And that is the solution our scripture is giving, and we should do that, particularly at home. At home, don't consider somebody as your spouse. Actually, God is in the form of that person. Bow down to that person. Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahansa, when he married first day, when Sarada Devi came, at that time, he asked Sarada Devi, what kind of treatment I will do to you? Then, because he was taking the Aarti plate, he wanted to do Aarti to Ma Sarada Devi. He has treated his wife as the goddess herself. No problem. Sarada Devi has never created any problem for Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Why our spouse will get problem for us? Spouse, not only wife is a problem, I am telling. Husband can be a problem too. Anybody can be a problem. But recognize as they are, not as we think of them. And may Pujya Gurudev's blessings be always with us. Always keep that mind. We are coming to a spiritual organization. At least we should recognize the divine, the presence of the divine in our own people. We need not have to go to China to see God. Now Ganesh Ji is not anymore in India. He is not available. All the Ganesh Ji's murti have to come from China now. We have to come because now he don't want to stay because we don't respect. I don't know why he doesn't stay here. Nobody is buying Indian Ganesh now. But actually, Lord is there in everybody. And thank you so much. And now I will have question answer, but don't ask difficult questions, okay? And one thing before question answer, I want to tell you, request you, that this mission is not, Chinmaya mission is not one organization somewhere, it is coming here from heaven. Chinmaya mission is ours. And who is studying there? People are not coming from Swami Dheeranand, not bringing children to study here. It is your children. Okay, your children. So whenever it is our mission and our children are studying, and as a result we are getting the benefit. So we should not think, we should not even take a single second that whether I will help this mission or not. Help it. If you are helping this mission, you are helping yourself. You are not helping anybody else, you are helping yourself. So whatever today we have gathered for a particular purpose, what is the purpose everybody knows, isn't it? What is that? Yes, but please help. Swamiji, how much I will give? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, how much I will give? Can you tell us some guidance how much you will give? Till it hurts you little. Till it hurts you, you feel little. Till that time you give. And I am telling you, you will get immense reward. Just by giving, all the yogis and rishis, what benefit they get by doing meditation, much more than that you will get, because you are giving to yourself. And pray for Puja Gurudev's blessings on all of you. Hari Om. Hari Om. Okay, 10 minutes, okay. 15 minutes, okay. Yes, I'll read it. What is the advice for adult kids? Adult kids means adults? Chicks, okay. If the chick is asking this question, then it is a different thing. If you are asking, so the parents are asking what is the advice for the kids, then advice has to be given to parents because they don't need. One time, one couple, they brought food and they have brought the child. I think this will be enough. Because this is a fundraising program, not question answer thing, okay? It's just there should be some time to donate some money, not... Okay, the child came and they gave the food and we ate everything. The child, they also give the food to the child. He's not eating at all. Then at the end, we finished eating food. Then they asked, Swamiji, this child, our son has got a lot of questions and ask questions to Swamiji. Then he's not telling anything. Then I asked, do you have a question? I don't have questions. Then Swamiji, his grades are going down. Then I asked, is that your grades are going down? Yes. Now why? Because my mom and dad, they are fighting all the time. Do you know after that what this mom and dad they did? They joined together and they bullied that child. We love each other so much. So it is not a problem of the child, it is a problem of the parents. So I don't know if the teenager is asking for advice, it is a different, not here, okay? It will be different place. But anyhow, the advice for the kid is always listen to parents. And for that purpose, the parents should make them so that one can listen to them. If mom is not listening to dad, dad is not listening to mom, then I don't think the children will listen to mom and dad. First we have to make ourselves. If God is, why if God? That means you don't accept that God is behind everything. Somebody has written, if God is behind all thoughts, then why are we asked to reduce our thoughts? To reduce our thoughts means the way we are pursuing the thoughts, make it one. Now we are seeing so many millions and millions of thoughts, opposing thoughts. But instead of that, reduce that only one thing. Oh God, you are there. That's all. Reduce means not that you will do one by one, you will throw somewhere. Okay? That way you can reduce. Don't see in so many thoughts as only one thing, expression of only one. What to do if I do not have any, no problem. If you have no thoughts, no problem at all. This question doesn't arise. Swamiji spoke about education system, not really helping. An educator can As an educator, can one make a difference? Yes, one educator, that's why educators should be a role model. I have seen in the schools, the teachers, they will smoke and they will be playing and they will tell children, bring the cigarette or bidi to the teacher, and in the class they will tell, don't smoke. It doesn't work. One time I saw that because I was a teacher in a Chinmay Mission school, so we go for debate competition. And only Chinmay Mission students, they are everything. All the debate competition, Chinmay Mission, because teachers really work very hard. Not hard, they work sincerely. So children, they do really very well. So the person who had come to give the prizes, he was telling, why we namaskar, we do namaskar. So he was explaining what is why you bring this and then you do like this, then take the head. It was very nice. I don't want to tell that, but he told something. It was very nice. Then competition got over. He gave the prizes. Then all of us were to take bus to go to different places. He was also in the bus stand. Then we did namaskar to him. Do you know what he did? He told there that we should namaskar, we should do like this. It was very good, but actually he doesn't mean that. So this is so educator. If the educator is cheating himself, then he cannot really take a person in the right path. He is interested in the money. He really doesn't believe what he is teaching. Then it doesn't work. Suppose you will tell Brahman, then we will tell we have the doubt. There is no Brahman at all. Then it will not work. It will not be effective. That's why the educator has to be really very careful. We cannot, Balviar teacher is teaching, auntie is teaching Bal Ramayan book. And she keeps the book in the car. After the Sunday class, she keeps in the car in the trunk. And on the top of that, potato is there, then onion is there, everything. And when she goes home, anyhow, when the time to look for the book. Next Sunday, just 10 o'clock class is there. 10:45, she remembers the Ramayana book. And she's searching everywhere. She's not getting. And suddenly Bal Ramayana book and Bal Bhagavatam, they look similar. So she gets the Bal Bhagavatam book and comes to the class. And searching page and page. She's not getting anything. Now, the way auntie is working, the way she's telling children know that auntie is not prepared. It will not work. It will work. If in the teachers, between teachers, if we try to get angry, get upset and tell that she is not good, and if she is coming this way, then I will go that way, it will not work. That's why the educators have to be very, very careful. Very careful. Their responsibility is more than the child. It is not a child learning. It is how much we are making ourselves so that somebody can learn. Where did it go? Okay, I think I have told what the educator's role. The next one is, are not thoughts coming from vasanas, are not God and not God? Okay, is it not coming from vasanas? Not okay, please clarify. Is vasana is also from God only? Everything, once our mind goes towards God, vasana, Maya, all these things are there gone. Maya means ignorance. Okay, ignorance at the total level is called Maya, and ignorance at the individual level is called Vasana. Both are ignorance. So when our attention is in God, then these things, they are cock and bull stories. They don't apply anymore. If every thought is God, then why do we want a thoughtless mind? Thoughtless means the thought, the way we are recognizing the thought, don't recognize that way as the presence of God, then it is thoughtlessness. Okay, thoughtless means not that mind will be no thought, then will become dead or stone. Only dead people have no thoughts at all, but thoughts are the form of God. How do you explain negative or harmful thoughts? They are our creation. They are not created by God. We are creating. I believe that the American media, elected officials, think tank are, I am not able to read this one, Hinduphobic. What advice will Swamiji give to combat it? We are not here to give any advice to anybody. Okay? We are just, are we following the whatever Hindu teaching, whatever is given by our scripture? Are we making our life better? Every day will fall at our feet. If our life is changed, if we are always happy, our family is, everybody, so much harmony is there, so much of love is there, everybody is bound to follow. Nobody will tell against us, because everybody needs that. So it will not happen. We cannot change anybody. How can I use bad thoughts as a rope to reach God? Yes. Don't tell that it is a bad thought. Bad thought, instead of telling, now we read the scripture that God is appearing in the form of thoughts. Bad, that is just a mask. Just a mask. But behind the mask, when my daughter is participating in a drama, in the Surpanakha role, no mother wants the child to participate as Surpanakha. Sita ji, okay. It's so difficult to get but one drama has to go. But anyhow, somehow she agreed, and this is Surpanakha, she has to make that, and who has to cut her nose? Lakshman. And bleeding, everything has to show, because in the drama it is. And mother is sitting in the front, and she is seeing her child, but all other people are telling, Kato, Kato, maro usko. She will tell, it is my child. She will not like that one, because other people are seeing the Surpanakha, but she is able to see the daughter. This is our thing. Only devotees can see God behind the thoughts. All other selfish people, they will see which is really good, they will tell that it is bad, and which is bad, that is good. It is good or bad? Tell me. Now everybody is keeping quiet. Good or bad? Bad. But after the children's marriage, if that is not there, you know, after, and we give all this lal pani, and then I don't know how expensive it is, we will tell them to drink, and they will bless. What kind of, they will do, can they recognize who is the boy, who is the girl after drinking? Whom they will bless? Everything will be just going. But we do that. That means we give them the drinks so that they will curse. It will not work. That's why marriage doesn't go for more than 1 year. Because these kind of people, they came to bless us. No. There is nothing called, if anything is bad, we are making that one. Don't do that. We have got better things to do. Don't make your thoughts bad. Do you accept the thought? Do you accept the thought which can be positive or negative, and reframe that to positive one? Positive means this is the positive. What they are, if we are able to recognize them as that, then that is called positive. If any other way, then it is our interpretation. It is our interpretation. All the time we will be doing, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative, this is unending. I don't think that one can be successful in that way. Suppose I tell that, you know, to respect my mother is positive, isn't it? To love my mother is positive. Okay. But it will not go with my spouse. If you tell that you will love your mother too much, then why you are getting married to me? There is a problem. Now, I am developing positive thought, but at home, there is so much of negativity. It will not work, because positive, what I consider positive may not be considered positive by another person. Even by me also, all the time I cannot consider the same thing as positive. So instead of going that, don't go positive, negative, go beyond that. Hari Om Swamiji, Hari Om. If the thoughts are coming from God and to be recognized, how about good thoughts and bad thoughts? Already have told. Don't go into that cycle, into that cocoon, that it is a bad thought, good thought. All are expression of God. Swami spoke about education system, not really help, and it is gone. How to practice detached attachment with family members. Why you have to be detached from the family members? They are your family members. You should be. If you are detached from somebody in Pakistan or China, that is okay. Not from family members, because you have them to lead a good life. So don't be detached from the family members. Okay? Just love them. I think that is enough. Thank you so much.